Thought I was safe until I saw what waited beneath me. A sea of fire, alive, angry, pulling me closer with every breath I took. I tried to fight it, but every sin I had buried whispered my name, just when the darkness swallowed the last bit of light. Then this happened.
My name is Rebecca Miles, 38 years in. On October 19, 2024, my heart stopped for 11 minutes.
Before that night, I thought I was doing fine. I went to church on Sundays, volunteered twice a month, and even led a few worship sessions when the choir needed a substitute. People said I had it together, a good job, a tidy apartment, and a polite smile. But what no one saw was how empty I felt when the music stopped and the crowd went home. There was a quiet fatigue in my soul, the kind that coffee could not fix. I prayed out of habit, not hunger. I sang about grace, but secretly wondered if it was still meant for me. Somewhere along the way, faith became performance, and I had forgotten what it meant to feel God. That Friday started like any other. The city hummed with its usual rhythm, car horns, coffee machines, notifications buzzing. I remember spilling creamer on my work shirt and laughing it off. I remember promising a friend I would finally return to the Wednesday Bible study. I even remember looking at the calendar on my phone and noticing the date, October 19, just 12 days before October 3rd. I did not know why that stood out to me, but it did. That evening, the sunset burned orange over the Dallas skyline, and I whispered a small prayer before starting my car. Lord, help me get through today. My chest felt tight, but I ignored it. I told myself it was just stress, just exhaustion, I had no idea that within the next hour, my heartbeat would slow, the world around me would fade, and everything I thought I believed would be tested in one unplanned moment. And that was when everything changed. The following week was a blur of deadlines, traffic, and half-finished prayers. I kept feeling this strange pull in my spirit, like something was about to happen, yet I could not name it. At night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling fan, spinning shadows across my room. My heart raced for no reason. My thoughts drifted to things I had buried deep, the bitterness toward my father, the guilt of walking away from ministry, the subtle pride of looking okay when my faith was quietly dying. Every Sunday I lifted my hands in worship, but it felt like I was touching air. One night after choir practice, Pastor Linda caught me in the hallway. She said gently, "Rebecca, you have a light in you, but lately it's been dim." I smiled and said, "I'm fine," but her words echoed all the way home. A light, dim. That same week my anxiety grew worse. There were moments my chest tightened and my hands trembled, but I brushed them off. I blamed caffeine, stress, deadlines, anything but what it really was, my soul trying to warn me. Everywhere I turned, small signs kept showing up. The digital clock on my dashboard blinked 10:31 p.m., twice in one night, the exact time I would later learn my heart would stop. A coworker randomly said, "Something heavy's in the air this October," and laughed. Even my worship playlist glitched, looping the same lyric, "Wake up, oh sleeper." That phrase hit me harder than I admitted. Wake up, but I did not. The night before it happened, I had an argument with my mother over the phone. She said, "Becky, I keep dreaming you're running out of time." I laughed it off and told her she worried too much. I wish I had listened. Looking back, I realized the signs were everywhere. In my body, in my spirit, in the smallest coincidences, but I was too distracted to see them. I kept saying, "Tomorrow I'll pray more. Tomorrow I'll slow down. Tomorrow." I remember staring out my apartment window that night, city lights flickering like restless souls. I whispered, "God, if you're still there, just wake me up. I don't want to feel like this anymore." I did not know that prayer was about to be answered in a way I would never forget. If you've ever felt that quiet emptiness, that tug that something's wrong, tell me in the comments below. I want to know how many of us are feeling that call to wake up before it's too late. Because for me, the wake-up call came suddenly. It came with siren. It started on a quiet Friday evening, October night. The air felt heavier than usual, and I remember glancing at the dashboard clock, glowing 10:31 p.m. As I merged onto Interstate 30, Dallas lights shimmered like melted gold across the windshield. I turned up the radio to drown the noise inside my head, but nothing silenced the pounding in my chest. The first jolt of pain came like a sudden fist inside my ribs. I gasped and gripped the steering wheel, knuckles white. For a second I thought it was anxiety again, just another panic attack. But this time the pressure did not ease. It grew sharper, deeper, spreading down my left arm. Cars blurred past me in streaks of red and white. My vision trembled. I tried to signal and pull over, but the world tilted. I remember whispering, "Jesus, please," as my breath came out thin and metallic. The horn blared when my car drifted onto the shoulder. A man's voice shouted somewhere nearby, distant, muffled. My ears filled with a high-pitched ring. I felt warmth leave my hands, like sand slipping through a sieve. Then, silence. Time slowed. The rumble of engines faded into nothing. I could hear my heartbeat slowing. Thud, thud. Thinner each time. My fingers slid from the wheel, and the last thing I saw was the clock flashing again, 10:31 p.m., before everything dissolved into shadow. There was no tunnel at first, just weightlessness. I was suspended in gray, somewhere between sound and silence. I tried to breathe, but there was no air. I tried to scream, but my mouth would not move. I could see the scene below me, flashing lights, a man breaking my car window, hands pulling me out, paramedics shouting. One of them said, "No pull." I wanted to tell them I was right there, watching, but my voice belonged to another realm. Then confusion turned to terror. Why could I see but not feel? Why could I think but not touch? I looked at my body, pale, still, and the reality struck me like ice. I was dead. In that moment, memories stormed through me, not random ones, precise, surgical, words I had spoken carelessly, promises I never kept. The last prayer I said half-heartedly. Everything stood naked before me, as if truth itself was replaying my life without mercy or edit. I heard a whisper, not outside me, but within. "Are you awake now?" It was not condemning, but it pierced me. Images flashed faster. Me ignoring the homeless man by the gas station, rolling my eyes at my mother's call, singing on stage while my heart was empty. I felt shame, heavy and real, not because God hated me, but because I suddenly understood how blind I had been. The paramedics' voices faded. I could hear the slow beep of a monitor, faint, like thunder from miles away. Then came a presence, darkness pressing from every side. Shapes moved beyond reach, whispering things I could not understand. I tried to pray, but words fell flat. All I could manage was, "Lord, do not leave me here." And then the gray turned black. The whispers grew louder, colder, accusing, echoing every secret I thought was hidden. That was when a blinding light split the darkness. It was not just light, it was awareness, warmth, power. Every shadow fled in its direction. I could not look away. My entire being trembled as a voice, calm and strong, moved through that brightness. Rebecca, just my name, yet it shattered the panic and filled the void with peace. The light drew closer, and for the first time since I had left my body, I felt something like breath. But before I could speak, the voice said again, softer this time, "Do not fear. You were asleep, but I am waking you." Tears, though I had no body, streamed from somewhere deeper than flesh. Every regret, every hardness in me, began to dissolve. And then in the silence, I heard that same voice call my name once more. This time nearer, clearer, filled with something indescribable. Rebecca. Everything around me stilled, every sound disappeared, and I knew something divine was about to happen. The moment the voice spoke my name, the darkness shifted. Something inside it began to stir, whispering, moving, pulling. At first, I thought I was just drifting in emptiness, but then I realized I was being dragged. My feet, though I had none, felt anchored to something pulling me downward, as if gravity itself wanted me. The air turned heavy and hot. The silence broke with a low, distant roar, a sound like fire breathing beneath the earth. Shapes began to emerge from the blackness, twisting shadows with eyes that burned like embers. They had no clear form, yet each one carried a feeling: guilt, shame, anger, regret. I knew them. They were mine. They whispered my own words back to me, the lies I had told, the pride I carried, the nights I chose, everything but prayer. Each whisper felt like a chain tightening around me. I screamed, "Stop," but the sound vanished into the dark. My mind filled with every sin I had buried. the bitterness toward my father, the coldness I hid behind my smile, the way I looked holy but lived hollow. The ground beneath me split open, revealing a chasm glowing with fire, not like earthly fire, but living, breathing flame that burned with sorrow more than heat. Inside it were countless voices crying, echoing regrets that never ended. The stench of despair filled the air. Every flicker of flame carried faces twisted in pain, calling out to be remembered. I tried to turn away, but something unseen was pulling me closer. I knew where I was being drawn, not because someone told me, but because my soul recognized what justice felt like without mercy. And then, through the roar of that pit, a whisper rose above the chaos, calm, clear, unshaken, "Rebecca." The darkness froze, every creature shrank back, the fire's roar dimmed to silence. A light so bright it burned through every shadow appeared before me. It did not blind me, it healed me. The chains fell away like ash in the wind. I fell to my knees, or whatever I was, and wept. The light moved closer, until I could feel warmth on every part of my being. I looked up, and though I could not see his full face, I knew who stood before me: Jesus. Every fear, every torment, every accusation vanished in that instant. His presence was like standing inside truth itself, impossible to hide, yet impossible not to be loved. "You were not meant for that place," he said softly, "but you walked so close to it that my mercy had to intervene." His words struck deep. I looked behind him, the pit, now closing, sealed by his light. The shadows had disappeared, only a vast stillness remained. I whispered, "Lord, why did you save me? I do not deserve this." He answered with both power and tenderness, "Because I called you before time, and you forgot. You sang about me but never truly saw me. You were asleep in comfort, drowning in the noise of the world. I came to awaken you before it was too late." Tears filled me, not from fear now, but from awe. I saw flashes of my life. Every moment I pushed his voice aside, each choice that dulled my spirit. Every time I said, "Tomorrow, Rebecca," he said, "Tell them the danger of delay. The pit you saw is not fiction. It is where many sleepwalk into eternity, but my light still calls them." What you saw was mercy interrupting judgment. As he spoke, the scene changed. The pit faded into a horizon of gold and sapphire, light rippling like living water. The fire that once burned with torment now glowed with peace. I realized I was standing on a sea of glass, every color alive with sound. The presence of Jesus grew even brighter, and his eyes, though I could not see them fully, felt like ocean. He lifted his hand, and with that single motion, the weight of every sin lifted from me. "Awaken, daughter," he said. "Tell them I am not far. Tell them I am coming, and many are not ready." October will pass like smoke, but eternity waits beyond it. My spirit trembled. I said, "Lord, I cannot speak for you." He smiled, and the light pulsed gently. "You can, because you have seen. You have been rescued to awaken." A verse echoed through the air, wrapping around me like a song. "Awake, O sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ shall give you light." Ephesians 5:14. Then the light began to withdraw, not fading, but sending me backward, like being pulled through waves of memory. "You will wake soon," Jesus said. "When you open your eyes, remember what you saw. Tell them mercy is real, but time is short." The brilliance surged once more, and then I was falling, through wind, through warmth, through sound, back toward the faint rhythm of a heartbeat. Before it all went dark again, I heard his final whisper, so close it felt like it came from inside my own soul. "Awaken and tell them I am near." A single sound pulled me out of the silence, a sharp, mechanical rhythm echoing in the distance. Beep, beep. My eyes fluttered open to a blur of white light. For a moment, I couldn't tell if I was still there, in that place of living fire and golden horizon, or if I had crossed back. Then, as the light sharpened, I saw the outline of a hospital ceiling. A fluorescent bulb flickered softly above me. Voices rushed in all at once, nurses shouting, the rustle of gloves, the clang of metal trays. Someone said, "She's back, we have a pulse." My chest burned with every breath. I gasped, like a drowning woman, breaking through the surface. My fingers trembled as I reached for the oxygen mask, pressing against my face. The air was heavy, too real. Tears spilled before I could stop them. Where "Where am I?" I whispered. A nurse leaned over, eyes wide. "You're in Dallas Memorial. You flatlined for 11 minutes. We thought we lost you." 11 minutes, the number sank into me, like a secret only I and heaven understood. I turned my head slightly and caught a glimpse of the heart monitor beside me, the green line dancing with life. For a second, it almost looked like light. Not hospital light, his light. My mind replayed everything, the darkness, the pit, the voices, and then, Jesus. Every second of it was as real as the bed I was lying on. I tried to speak his name, but only managed a whisper, "Jesus." He saved me. The nurse thought I was delusional, but I wasn't. I could still feel the warmth from his presence on my skin, faint but alive. Later that night, when the room grew still, I stared at the ceiling and wept quietly. My whole body ached, but it was my spirit that hurt the most, like something inside me had been broken open. I remembered his words, "You were not meant for that place, but you walked so close to it. My mercy had to intervene." That sentence replayed over and over, until it became a vow inside me. I couldn't go back to normal life, not after seeing eternity, not after realizing how close I came to being lost. For days, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the faces in the fire, the shadows whispering regrets, but alongside them I saw his face full of mercy, full of truth. I realized the greatest danger isn't rebellion, it's spiritual sleep. We walk through life numb, scrolling, working, existing, but not awake. And that's exactly what he warned me about. By the 5th day, when they finally discharged me, I stepped outside the hospital and felt the October wind brush against my face. The air smelled of rain and fallen leaves. The city looked the same, but I wasn't. Cars rushed past. People hurried with coffee cups, phones glued to their hands. No one knew how close we all were to the edge. That evening I sat by my window and looked at the calendar. The date glared back at me, October 30. One day before the date that had burned in my spirit, October 31. I didn't fully understand why that date mattered, but I knew it wasn't coincidence. Something was coming, not just for me but for everyone who still lived half asleep in their faith. I picked up my phone, opened the recorder, and pressed start. My voice trembled, but my heart was steady. "My name is Rebecca Miles. I died for 11 minutes and met Jesus. He showed me what waits beyond this world, and why we can't stay asleep anymore. This is my story, and my warning." And with that, her testimony began, not just as survival, but as a call to awakening. The first night home felt like standing between two worlds. Every sound, the hum of my refrigerator, the ticking of the clock, felt louder than life itself. I sat in my living room, wrapped in a hospital blanket, staring at the red numbers on my digital clock, 11:11 p.m., the same number of minutes I had been gone. It felt like a reminder, a whisper, time is running short. The days that followed were strange. People said I looked different. My coworkers told me there was a light in my eyes they could not explain. My mother cried when I told her I saw Jesus, but it was not easy to describe. How could I explain colors that do not exist here, or a voice that spoke both to my heart and my bones? I tried to go back to work, but every conversation felt hollow. I could not laugh at small jokes or complain about traffic anymore. The world around me kept spinning, but I had stepped off the wheel. I knew what I had seen, and I knew it was not just for me. One Sunday I walked into the same church I had attended for years. The choir sang the same songs, the pastor preached the same message, but everything inside me trembled. I could almost feel the distance between the words and the hearts that sang them. When the pastor asked if anyone wanted to share a testimony, my hands moved before my fear could stop me. I walked to the front, my heart pounding like thunder. The microphone felt heavy in my hand. "My name is Rebecca Miles," I began, my voice shaking. "On October 19, 2024, my heart stopped for 11 minutes, and Jesus brought me back." A hush fell across the room. "I was shown a place of darkness," I continued. "It looked like a lake, burning, alive, and filled with the weight of every sin I had ignored. I saw what spiritual sleep does to a soul. I saw how easy it is to drift away without realizing it." Tears blurred my eyes as I spoke, But I also saw mercy. I saw Jesus step between me and that pit. I heard him say, "You were not meant for that place. Wake up." Somewhere in the crowd, a woman began to weep. "I am telling you this," I said, "because he told me something else. He said the world is approaching a spiritual shaking." He did not give me a date for destruction, but he marked a date to warn, October 31, a day when many celebrate darkness, without understanding what they invite. The congregation was silent, some shocked, some skeptical, but I could feel the truth pressing through the words like a current of light. "Do not sleep through this season," I pleaded. "Do not think you are fine because you attend church or post verses online. He is calling us to awaken to forgiveness, to purity, to love that costs something." I closed my eyes for a moment and felt that same warmth I had felt in his presence. If you are hearing this, you still have time. You are still breathing. That means mercy is still reaching for you. When I finished, no one moved for several seconds. Then slowly, people began to come forward, kneeling, crying, praying. A few came to me later whispering that they had been drifting too, that they wanted to wake up again. That night, driving home beneath a rain-washed sky, I realized what my return truly meant. I was not just rescued, I was reassigned. So I began to share my story wherever I could: church live streams, podcasts, late-night calls, with strangers who found me through social media. I told them all the same thing: heaven is real, mercy is real, and sleep is deadly. Some laughed, some changed, but every time I spoke, I felt that fire in my chest, the one that started the moment he pulled me from the edge. And that is why I am sharing this with you now. If my story reaches even one person before October 31, it will have fulfilled its purpose. So please, help me share it. Send this testimony to 2 people, someone you love, and someone who has forgotten what it means to believe. Because I was dead for 11 minutes, and I came back to tell you. Jesus is calling his people to awaken before it is too late. Sometimes, when the night grows quiet, I still hear it, that soft whisper from the other side of eternity. It says, "Stay awake." I think about how close I came to being lost forever. Not because I was evil, but because I was distracted. I was comfortable in my faith, asleep in my spirit, and unaware that time was running out. Friend, if you are watching this right now, hear me. If your heart stopped tonight, would you be ready to meet him? Would you stand in light, or would the weight of unrepented burdens pull you down like it tried to pull me? Now is the time of salvation. 2 Corinthians 6:2. Not tomorrow. Not after another weekend. Now. You may not have been to heaven or seen hell, but you are breathing, and that means grace still covers you. Do not ignore the call. Do not wait until the shaking comes. Let us pray together. Lord, awaken every heart watching this right now. Break through the walls of pride and fear. Remind us that your mercy is still stronger than our mistakes. Prepare us for what is coming, not in terror but in truth. If you believe that God still gives second chances, type Amen in the comment. Tell me where you are watching from, and share this with 2 people who need to wake up before it is too late, because the warning has been given, and the time to awaken is now.